Hey friends, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you guys ate some good food, spent time with your families, all that good stuff. My kids were off for the week. That's why you guys didn't really see me last week because I finally had a week off to spill my churns. And then those of you guys that know me know that I'm a hairstylist, so your girl has been busy. So anyway, I'm back. Today we are going to get into a couple of TikToks about when you find out that the man that you're dating pretty much hates you. And so we're gonna react to these per usual, and I will get back to or give my story time and my synopsis and whatnot at the end.
Now I found out that the boy that I was talking to hated my existence. Just like anybody else, there was the honeymoon phase. Of course, everything was good, everything was nice, and then the 2 to 3 week mark came. First of all, he will always bail on our plans, and when he bails on our plans, he will tell me at the lastest minute possible. Yes, I said last test. I need you people to understand. I'm already fully dressed, makeup done, hair done, looking nice, smelling good, and I'll get a call. I don't even get a call. I'm tripping. I have to reach out at the last second, like, hey, like, what time are you gonna be on the way? And then this is his response. Oh, we're not going no more. Oh, that's dead. You need to die. You're dead. Now, when he cancels, he doesn't try to make it up, or even tell me the reason why he canceled. Number two, he never really initiated anything. And even if he initiates something, it will probably be to come to his house, which is, there's no problem with it, but like sometimes when he bails on me, I'm like, okay, you know what? I can come over and we can just chill, on some chill-ish. Like I don't require too much. Now that I think
Let me stop right there, okay? Because this is something that I had to learn myself. I was always just, I'm very easygoing. So, you want to be like the cool girl and you want to be like oh, no, it's okay. But that's why he was doing that. Like, oh, yeah. So, shit, I got her in my back pocket. She going to be available whenever. Because the fact that, like, you would set plans and then have her get ready and see me, I've been off the market for a while, right? But if this was me and I was still, like, out and dating and whatnot, like, I definitely would just, I'm already cute. I'm going to go find somewhere to go. Like, I always say that if I could teach my daughters anything that wasn't taught to me is that you don't have to just date one person. Now you don't got to be giving your honeypot to everybody, but you don't have to date just one person because we'll be so excited about and kind of harp on that one person and then you're disappointed. Even when you barely know that person because you're like, okay, well, let me, and you waste so much time because then when that one person doesn't work out, you've spent 6 months with this one person. Now you got to go and get to know somebody else. Like, no. So that's what that was. He was playing with her because he knew he could. Like, okay, so she's clearly not like setting no boundaries and saying that this don't work for me. So I'm shit. I'm just gonna keep doing it.
about it, maybe that was the plan because you don't want to spend money outside when you take me out. Yay. Another reason why I knew that he hated me is because he never really celebrated my successes for real, for real. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I leave? I will tell you exactly why. I want to tell you guys, this man was my type to the T. I'm talking to the T. My type. So it was honestly just giving eye candy. You know what I mean? Which is shallow, yes, I understand. But like the first few weeks we started talking, he was not acting like this at all. Let me tell you guys how we started. The first few weeks, I was his lock screen. We were going to sleep on the phone. Everything. I was love bomb. Oh, bomb me, but one like that. Oh, bomb me. Like this man became cold-hearted. I know some of you in the comments are probably going to be like, oh, but why did you leave from the beginning? Yo, he was never like that. Now, I'm not going to act like a saint. When he did piss me off and cancel our plans, I definitely made plans with somebody else the next day, and I did not care. Because the canceling thing was back to back to back. Every single weekend, he would cancel on me. I couldn't take it anymore. And then we ended up getting into an argument one day, and he really opened his mouth to verbally tell me that he hates me. And then I was like, I knew it. Yeah, guys, that's really how I found out that the boy I was talking to hated me. I feel like I left out some more detail, but like maybe when I find my journal, I'll be able to tell the story properly. But I was just like, let me just give you a little bit of tea. If you want to see more of this, go ahead and follow me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, she's super cute. She was adorable. She was really pretty, and I love my African sisters. Like her accent was too cute, but yeah, I don't feel. I'm glad that we have like these platforms now to talk about this because I feel like this is one of those things that's not talked about enough. I definitely have plenty of stories where I can look back now and realize, oh, I was being love bombed. Like that's what that was. And then It's almost like when you don't know any better, or you haven't gotten to a place of like security within yourself, or you haven't healed whatever part of you like doesn't recognize that, if that makes sense, like you almost go looking for it. And that was something that kind of happened with me, was like I didn't have like the, I'm gonna say, the knowledge at the time to really learn, like, okay, so when somebody's pulling away, like, let them, because they're not interested in you. Obviously, someone that's interested in you, they're not gonna apply so much pressure that it makes you uncomfortable, but they're gonna let you know that they're interested, right? And a lot of the times, at least with what I dealt with something similar to like what she went through, where like they would do things like that and then they pull away, and then I'd be the one like, hey, so da 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 da. And it's just like, then it makes them feel like, oh yeah, I got you in my pocket. Or when they get angry with you, like how she was saying, that's when they finally tell you how they feel about you. And it's wild. It's weird. Like, and I feel like maybe with her, it got that bad because like she said, like, okay, yeah, when he would cancel on me or whatever, I would just go on a date with somebody else. And I think that maybe made him like resent her. Like, oh, this bitch saying she doing something. Or, oh, whoop. Like, I the older I get, the more I realize that these games are like for real, for real.
When did you realize he hated you? When he told me I probably liked it when I was being essayed.
What?
After we had sex for the first time, and my first time ever, he got his Bible out and started showing me scriptures about how I was a Jezebel.
The ghetto. The fucking ghetto.
He's a sociopath.
Clearly.
He poured ice cold water over my head for squeezing his hand too tight. While in hospital, as I was having contractions, having his child, my nurse couldn't believe it. We threw him out.
There are men and there are men. Like,
When he grabbed me and threw me into the counter, 8 months pregnant. Because I wanted to talk about our relationship, and he told me to shut up and go in my room.
yeah.
I didn't listen.
Oh, he's a child. Go in your room. Where's your daddy?
He got mad at me every time I had a seizure. We
So-
definitely cannot make this shit up.
So she's supposed to go home when she gets in her seizure, or she's supposed to go.
She's supposed to tell the seizure, no, don't come here.
Yeah, he
Come
wrong.
on here.
It's not funny. It's just the
Wrong
way they're
time.
saying it. But like, what the fuck? Y'all, like, this shit. In all of the work that I've done and have been doing on myself, there's so many situations that I think back on, and I'm just like, wow, like I really let somebody like do me like that. You know what I mean? Like, I did a video on here about like we like making sure that you're not the victim, or how to unvictimize yourself. And that was one of the things, was where at some point you have to take accountability, and no one deserves the abuse that happens to them, right? So that's not what I mean when I say that. But for myself, I had to really look back and say, okay, if I would have left well enough alone the very first time that this happened to me, or this was said to me, or at that first like look of disgust, or that first joke, these things would have never gotten to where they got to. Yes, people switch up. Yes, people show you their representative, right? I did a video on that too. Yes, people show you their representative. But at 34 years old, I'm in a place now where I really have really started to reflect and look back, and I realize that a lot of things would have never gotten in my adult life, because I can't speak on the things that happened to me as a child. Those things were like, but I would have never ended up in a lot of the situations that I ended up in had I paid attention to the red flags the first time. I will never forget, like, I look back, even like my oldest son's biological father. I can look back now at the way that he reacted to things that I was doing, or the things that he would say. And then a lot of times he wouldn't say things to me, he would sub me on Facebook. Like I never forget like the very first like brand new car that I ever bought, like ever bought. Not even just bought myself, but just ever bought. And he was at the dealership with me. And y'all, he was on Facebook sabbing me, talking mad shit. Um, I had a really bad like kidney infection that almost killed me. And he ended up telling me I should have died. Like, that's what you get for talking shit about me. You should have died. And I'm not smiling because it's like, oh, no, it's just like, it's audacious. Like, to even repeat it now is crazy. Um, I've also been in situations where, uh, like, I've been with a man that has admired me, and then once they get me, they're competing with me. And it's just like, I'm not against you. We're supposed to be teammates. Um, I've also been in a situation where, and I realize now a lot of this is insecurity, right? But I look back at things and I'm just like, oh my God, like the very first time this person made that joke, I should have said, you know what, I'm cool. And a lot of times we'll set the boundaries, right? And we enforce the boundaries. And then, people will make us feel like, okay, I heard you. And then they do it again. And it's just like, how many times does somebody have to show you that they don't give a fuck about you? And the sad part about it is a lot of the time we're so far in it that we let it go so far that by the time we look up and realize what's going on, it's sometimes it's too late. Like I was in a situation when I was younger where it started off with the love bombing, right? Then it was like the isolating me from my family. And then it became verbally abusive. And then eventually it became physically abusive. And then like I was so ashamed to reach out to my dad and tell my dad what was going on because I felt like, oh, I allowed this man to take me away from my family. But my dad is what got me out of that situation. You know what I mean? Like it gets disheartening sometimes because, there's all this red pill stuff and then, what's the things that have been going on with the election and the things that have been said to women. But outside of me as a woman raising sons, of course, I make sure that my sons are respectful. I do not do disrespect. I don't even do roughhousing, with young ladies. We don't play those kind of games. Like my oldest son is 11. His best friend is a girl. And I had to explain to him that like, yes, this is your best friend, but you have to understand that like, she's not your equal in the sense of like, this is a young lady. I know you play with her and she's one of the homies, but this is still a girl. You can't be wrestling her and body slamming her and shit. You have to treat her the same way that you would treat your sisters. I don't care how cool she makes you think that this is, right? Would you do that to me? No. Okay. Would you let somebody do that to me? No. Okay. If the 6-year-old runs up to me and tries to like sock me or something, he's the first one to press his line about it. Same thing with my 6-year-old, he don't play about his baby sister. You're not going to let somebody do it to your baby sister. Okay. So you got to treat the women around you the same way because your sister is going to see this, so as a woman raising sons, I'm really big on teaching them that. But it does get disheartening because you're seeing all these things around you and men have no problem getting on the internet and on these platforms and letting you know how little they think of us and how much they really dislike us to the point where it is abusive. Like, there's so many instances where you see these men that physically harm us just because they feel rejected. So when I'm dealing with like my younger clients or I'm talking to like my little cousins, my little homegirls and stuff, I'm grateful for the things that I went through because I can share those things and tell them like, this is where I messed up. This is where I should have done this, or I should have recognized this. Or if 34-year-old me went back and talked to 24-year-old me, this is what I would tell me now, like, and I feel like between that and just, doing the work, because we could stay away. Yes, there's that whole decentering men and stuff like that. But let's be real. Not everybody's going to do that. Right. So I always say that like for myself, the thing that helped me the most was therapy, was healing those things that had hurt me, recognizing, okay, when this happened right here, this is when I should have been like, see you later, and sharing those things with the younger generation and holding ourselves responsible and accountable for, you know what, even if that was a joke, yeah, that's my out. Because I'm learning like you can talk to these people till they're blue in the face and they don't care. They don't care. A lot of the male species that these people are talking about are sadists. They get off on hurting people, women, because we're the lesser or weaker sex to them, right? And it's just really sad to hear this, but it's like it's the story is more common than it isn't. And that's the part that's, disheartening.
When this man tried to downplay my motherfucking master's degree, that shit turned me off all the fucking way. He was talking about something, and I had said something about, while I'm talking to you, YOU. He said, oh, I'm surprised you can spell. I said, well, damn, don't drop dead, Fred, when you find out I can get my fucking master's. He said, oh, they must be giving it out to anybody. I said, if they give it out to anybody, then why don't you have one yet? He said, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I'm not like you. I can't afford that. I said, well, clearly they're not giving it to any and every fucking body because it's not in everybody's tax bracket, correct? It's from what you saying. Like, I don't know about y'all, but playing with my motherfucking achievements, making it seem like what I'm achieving is fucking easy and everybody can fucking do it. No, I do not think everybody can get their master's in fucking biology. No, I do not think a lot of people know how to name and fucking draw amino acids. So I'm sorry if that's something I'm not gonna let you fucking play with me about.
Period.
So the last thing I'm gonna let anybody do is play me about a motherfucking degree that you bitches couldn't even possibly spell.
Period.
Okay?
Period.
Just saying.
All that is jealousy. That is pure jealousy and insecurity. That's all that is.
So, y'all know that thread on Twitter when everyone was, like, talking about, like, oh, when I started hating my girlfriend, whoop-de-whoop, blase, blase. So, I'm going to tell my story time of how I realized my boyfriend, like, absolutely hated me. I did this, like, probably, like, a week or two ago, but, like, I don't know, I got reported for hate speech and bullying. I wonder who the fuck did that, bitch. It was probably him. But, okay, throw back to, like, 2013, right? So let's throw back to like 2013, right? Y'all remember when Ask.fm was popping? You could ask like whoever an anonymous question and pop up, they answer it if they feel like it, right? So I just started getting like mad weird questions like, you're a whore, you're a slut, you're ugly, just like mad stuff. And like, I would like genuinely be hurt about this. Like, I literally would go to my boyfriend and tell him, like, oh my god, like, there's someone on my Ask.fm, like, just saying mad crazy stuff. I was like 13 in 2013, or 12, something like that. Or something. I was like 12, 13, 14, something. So I was like genuinely like really hurt. I was like battling depression back then. He knew this. I would like come to him for him to console me about it. Oh my god, like, who is this person? So my fucking spidey senses, start tingling. And I'm like, let me try to log into this Ask.fm account. So I tried about 30 passwords. I finally got him in. And why was he the one asking me the questions? Calling me a bitch and whore and a slut and just, all these
trash in the
horrible
making.
things. No, I don't remember what he said when I confronted him about it, but I was like, I remember cursing him out. I think I broke up with him for like a week. Then, I got back with him the next week and fucked him because I have no boundaries, and that is why men treated me like shit. Like, most
At least
of
you're
my life,
accountable.
because I just have no limits.
At least
Like,
you're
you could just
accountable.
use and abuse me, and I'm still here.
I went through that.
I'm not giving up that easy. But this is when I was like, dumb. I would never let something like that fly nowadays. But I'm like about to be 23. But like 10 years ago, yeah, I was just like,
fucking at 13 is nasty business, baby.
like the dummy I was, I continued to date him on and off for like 7 more years.
That shit is not. I think she's laughing because it's traumatic.
Working
That's
with daddy
it.
issues, or you'll be dumb like me. But like the signs start early, ladies. So like, don't just be blowing them off. Don't just blow them off, Like the man, a man will really show you how much he hates you. Like you just can't ignore it. Like I was just ignoring. Like he obviously wanted me to break up with. I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he wanted me to break up with him so he could be like, "Oh, you left me." Like he was just waiting, but I wasn't giving up. I was dedicated. So yeah, ladies, be smart, not slow, cause my IQ has to be fucking low.
Okay, y'all. So that's what I have for those today. Like I said, I already kind of gave some of mine, but like I said, the biggest thing that I can honestly say with this is just notice the signs. I definitely think that a lot of us would save ourselves a lot of heartbreak if we would just learn to see people for who they are and see people for who they are right now. I know I definitely was that person that I saw people's potential. So I was like, oh, they could be this. They showed me a little bit of this, they could be this. Well, the thing is that, yeah, the potential is cool and all, but like if they are not, somebody could die and come back to life 4 times before they even decide they want to be anything even remotely close to that. You know what I mean? So, and that's something that I had to learn and understand. And this is why I definitely am one of those people that I let it be known, to the younger ones up under me so that they don't have to figure this shit out at 33, 34. You know what I mean? Same thing with like my daughters. Like, things are not going to be peaches and cream, and I totally understand that. But I want to be able to, I always make sure that I'm honest. My baby is 4, so we're not in that space yet. But my daughter just turned 15 yesterday. And these are the things that we talk about because I don't want you in that position. And at least if you do end up in a sort of a situation like that, that you can look at it and say, you know what? So my mom did tell me about that, and I took my ass over there anyway, and she was right. You know what I mean? So that is all I have for you guys today. Y'all get in the comments, let me know what you think. As always, you guys are always welcome to tell me your stories, things that you've gone through, things that you've learned, all that good stuff. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.